Hello there! Day 59? Day 59 of the Ewan McGregor-a-thon, and today I will be watching Christopher Robin, and boy have I been looking forward to this. Christopher Robin is actually one of my favorite films ever made. And I have a little history with Winnie the Pooh. I never really watched it as a kid. Like, I knew of it, but I never really did anything with Winnie the Pooh when I was very young. And then when I was older, like 6 or 7, I thought that was for really young children, so I didn't want anything to do with it because it was for babies. And then a couple of years ago, a friend of mine showed me Winnie the Pooh from 2011, and I fell in love with it. It was so wholesome, and it was just amazing. And then a couple of months later, I was traveling through England, and one of the B&Bs I was staying at had the original book by A.A. Milne called Winnie the Pooh. And I read it, and I fell in love even more. So I bought the book. I bought almost everything A.A. Milne ever wrote because I just love his work. And I watched Christopher Robin when it came out in theaters for my birthday, and I loved it. It was so good. I don't know why I have this obsession with Winnie the Pooh. It's just especially considering I only got it when I was already an adult, so I just really love the naivety of Winnie the Pooh and the world he lives in. It's so innocent and childlike, and I really like that. So just a heads up, this film is probably going to score a high score, but we will see. I will gladly watch this film again, and I will let you know what I thought of it after I've seen the film. Okay, confession time. For some reason, I didn't enjoy this film as much as my previous two viewings of it. I don't know why. I am guessing it is because I am very tired, and after about 60 films, I just am tired of watching films. But yeah, I couldn't really get into it. I still stand by my statement that this film is perfect in every single way. Well, not every single way, but mostly. But for some reason, I just couldn't get into it. I don't know why. I feel almost bad because I talked so positively about this film in my pre-thoughts, and now I'm here like, yeah, that film, it's alright. Alright, so let me just say what I think about this film. Despite not being able to get into it, I really like this film. As I said in my pre-thoughts, I like the naivete and the innocence, the childlike enjoyment that Winnie the Pooh and his friends show. I always get heartbroken during the first montage where Christopher Robin grows up. That's just so incredibly sad. In fact, the entire first half of this movie is quite sad, and I think it works great. We all know that growing up can mean that we lose focus on the things we thought were important as children. And it's just always really sad to see someone grow up, even knowing that you yourself grew up. I think that's why this film resonated with me so much during my first viewing of the film. So the message in this film is just the best thing you can have, according to me, at least. As the Fourth Doctor put it ever so elegantly, there's no point in being grown up if you can't be childish sometimes. The part where Eeyore says like, "Oh, it's Christopher Robin playing again." That's just, that warms my heart every single time. Speaking of that part, that comes right after perhaps my favourite part of the film, where Christopher Robin knocks himself out, and then everything kind of changes. That is the moment, and funnily enough, that is exactly halfway into the film. I even checked that he starts becoming more childlike again, and that is just the best part of the film, in my opinion. We get a 180, but not an entire 180, just temporarily. And yeah, I think the character arc works really well for Christopher Robin, and the other characters don't really have a character arc, but that's okay because they're stuffed animals. I guess Christopher Robin's wife and daughter get a little character arc, and that's nice as well. I really like this family and how they live, their reaction to everything. See, now I'm getting into it. Now, I can't talk about this movie without smiling, and I really like that about this film. Another thing this film makes me do is it makes me want to read A.A. Milne's Winnie the Pooh stories again. I really like those stories. The reason I like them is because the writing style is amazing, and you get a little bit of that in this film with Winnie the Pooh's quotes like I always find myself going to where I need to go by stepping away from where I've been, or something along those lines. Of course, the message of the film, doing nothing often leads to the very best something. People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. Just those things. Yesterday, it was too much of a day for me. I love Winnie the Pooh. And to be honest, if you claim that you don't love Winnie the Pooh, you either haven't seen a single Winnie the Pooh film and haven't read the books, or you're just a heartless monster. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. You are. I still stand by my opinion that this film is nearly perfect. Is it cheating if I look up really quickly what score I gave this film the last time and base my score this time on that last score? It is, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to give this film a 9 out of 10 because I really, really, really love it, and I would love to give it a 10 out of 10, but there's some things in this film that I don't really like. For one, I just couldn't get into the film today, even when watching it. And another thing is, I don't like how they picked Robin as Christopher Robin's last name. Like, that's his first and middle name, right? His last name is Milne, but in the animated films that came before this, his last name just wasn't mentioned. But I'm pretty sure Christopher Robin is his full name. Or not his full name. I'm pretty sure Christopher Robin is his first and middle name. So yeah, I just don't really like how they picked Robin as his last name. Also, they portray his father as kind of a jerk, which I really don't like because he's the writer of these amazing children's books. And I get that this Christopher Robin is not the real Christopher Robin, but I just can't separate those two. So those were the things I didn't like about this film, and that's why it doesn't get a perfect score. Tomorrow I will be watching Doctor Sleep. So do join me for that, and I will see you tomorrow.